Hi, this is Michelle Sizemore, Creative Memories Independent Advisor. Today you will learn how to make this lantern lights border, and it uses the Lantern Lights Border Maker cartridge, and this is the border maker system that goes with it. And I also used the 12-inch trimmer, which is this, and I used the wave blade, which is the green one, and the straight blade, which is the blue one. Set those aside. I used a repositionable tape runner, and I used papers from the Serene Waters collection. These are all of the papers that I used. Actually, this is cardstock, and these papers are from Serene Waters, and then this is a vellum paper from an additional pack that you can get with Serene Waters, and behind it is a piece of white cardstock. So this is everything that I used, plus I put some embellishments from Serene Waters here. All right, I'm going to set all this aside, and I'm going to show you how I do my cuts. The first thing I'll show you is how I punched these. So these are called Lantern Lights with the border maker system, and I cut these 3 colors. Love these colors together. They are they have a subtle pattern to them, so it gives them a look of a little bit of texture, but yet it's not so busy that you can't see what's going on. I really like these papers. And I'll show you how to cut a Lantern Lights border. You want to put your cartridge inside here until it pops in place. This is your cartridge holder. This is your paper holder. It's going to come with the tray down like that. You want to pop the tray out, pop it in place, open your arm here, and it's magnetic, so it helps hold your paper down. And then you put your cardstock in here, put your arm down, put your tray underneath, put your cardstock here in the slit. You want to make sure your notches match up, because that means everything's matched underneath. And you just punch, you pull out, and you go back in where the notches are and punch and punch, and you do that all the way up until you have a 12-inch strip. Move all my scraps out of the way. Now the other thing that I did is well, I did that with this blue cardstock, is I cut 2 strips like this with the wavy blade. And you can tell my strips aren't exactly the same width, and that does not matter. They just need to be the right length. And so the length is 12 inches, which is the cardstock. Now I'm going to take my trimmer here, and I'm going to switch it out and put the wave blade in here. Open this up. It just pops open. There's a little lip right there. Take your blade out, pop your blade in. It's so easy. Pop it down, and now there's an arm you can pull out that helps you keep your paper straight, and there's a little foot here that you can pop out, and it you can pop it out and it helps keep this straight, or keep it level, I should say. All right, so what I want to do is just cut one side at the very edge with the wave blade, and the blade is going to come down right here on this left hand side dotted line. There are 2 dotted lines, and your blade always comes down on the left-hand side. So you want your paper to go over that so that there's room for the blade to come down, but as close to the edge as you can so you don't waste paper. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to flip it over and do the same on the other side. Cut that. Now I'm going to go back to my straight blade. Pop this one out, put the straight one in, and I just want to cut a piece that's about 3/4 of an inch. It does not have to be perfect. Well, let's just cut it, yeah, about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut that one. That looks great. And then I'm going to cut this one. And you want to make sure your paper is lined up all the way across here, because I don't think mine was on this one, which is why I got a crooked cut, but I can still use it. Okay, so that is what this is for. It's a lip that keeps your paper lined up. I think I had mine a little bit off. Okay, so that's how I got my 2 strips. And then before you cut your vellum, I'm not going to actually cut this because I don't want to waste this, but I would cut about a 4-inch piece of white and a 4-inch piece of vellum and mount the strip on with your repositionable tape runner and make sure it's all straightly lined up. And then once it's all lined up with your shorter strip, I wouldn't want to have to mount this whole sheet on white, just enough to where you know you're going to get a cut that's the right size. You want the cut to be 2 1/4 inches. So I would put my trimmer here, line it up to 2 1/4 inches, make sure my straight blade is in, and cut. And then I would get this, which is a piece of vellum on top of a piece of white. You want this vellum on top of white because if it's not, you'll find that what's underneath it is going to show through. You would not want it to be like this with that showing through, but if it's underneath here, it won't show through. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and put this thing together. I'm gonna grab a piece of cardboard to work on, and I'm going to just put my lantern lights on here. This is my sample. I'm going to put the green on the top. I'm going to line it up first before I mount it down to make sure it all looks good. The orange, and they actually kind of meet. The orange fits in where the green leaves off, and you'll notice some of it's hanging off here and not here, but what you'll do is cut that off and just move it over because you have to kind of stagger it a little bit. And oops, I did the orange first. The blue goes next. It doesn't really matter, but I liked it that way. Need to go up a little. Sorry. Okay, let's see. All right, let's just mount this. Okay, I'm going to put some tape runner on the back. Repositionable tape runner, of course, because it doesn't show through the little holes. It's just clear dots. And you can pick it up and move it around for a little while until it settles down, and then you can't. So I'm going to mount this. I'm going to go pretty close to the top there because I want some of that blue to show out the top. I think that vellum is so pretty. So you'll notice this one goes 12 inches to 12 inches. But this one you're going to have to stagger a little bit. Okay. And we want the points to fit almost up against each other. There you go. And when I'm done, I'll cut that off and move it over here. And then I do the same with the orange. You get the idea. And then again, I'll cut this. No, I'll cut this. Actually, this one did right. I think I'd already cut one of these off. So anyway, I'm not going to do all of that just to save time, but you would just cut this little piece off, flip it, and move it here and put it on with tape runner. And then these are already pre-cut for you. So you'll flip these over. You'll flip this over. Put some tape runner just along the edge. And I probably did too much. You don't need that much tape runner. And then you just want to line it up and see about how much you want to show out of the edge. I like about that much. You want to make sure your scallops are facing out. And then do it on this edge too, same way. And then you get your look of this. And then these are embellishments that come with the Serene Waters collection. So all of this came with the Serene Waters collection. The stickers, all these papers, the vellum paper, and then I just added a piece of white cardstock and blue cardstock. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it helps you make a cute border that you like. Thank you for watching. Bye.